Spent a lot of the day collecting what I'm going to be planting. This is our last year, fingers crossed, without a greenhouse, and then we'll be very self-reliant at that point. I reviewed my layout, what the crop rotation is going to be, what will be together because it thrives or versus separate because it may have an increased risk for disease or pest infestations. You might hear the rumble of the machines in the background. Kyle's been working on some drainage today. It's been a beautiful sunny day. We've both been outdoors for the entirety of it. Got my seed potatoes split up and now they're scabbing to help prevent any rot. Tons of rain on the horizon that's going to nourish the root systems and help everything transplant properly. Tonight is also the flower moon, which is so magical to be planting during that. Yeah, what a day to be out here getting the growing season started. Just about everything is laid out in the vicinity of where it's going to end up, but I don't know, the past 2 days have been really warm and there must have been a hatch because the mosquitoes are really crazy right now, even with a long sleeve on. I feel them crawling in my scalp. I see them everywhere. I haven't made a batch of my bug spray yet, so I definitely have to do that. I probably am going to call it. I gotta rinse off and then look for the flower moon tonight. I gotta figure out where it's rising and hopefully get there on time to catch it coming up. We've had so many days of clouds. This is perfect. It lined up just in time to be clear for the moon, the full moon. The birdsong really does get better by the day here. It's going to be a lot more sunny than was forecasted. That's alright. Just gotta get to it nice and early. I did make some bug spray today, combined a bunch of essential oils to help with gnats, mosquitoes, ticks, spiders. Basically, this just becomes my perfume in the summer because I love how it smells so much and it really does work well. But yeah, time to get planting. Spring is the season of awakening. After months of frost and darkness, the soil loosens and color emerges. Those slow, restful winter days are now long gone, and it's time to wake up. Not just the plants or the rivers or the hibernating creatures, but also us. Especially living here where the 4 separate seasons are very present. May has been easing me back into having more energy and more daylight, and I realized that through gardening, I not only watch the world come back to life, I take part in it. So I took my time, moved with intention, and the process ended up taking a little bit longer than I thought because I worked into the night the first day and then we had a little bit of rainstorms on and off. So I continued the following day with finishing up transplants and then sowing seeds. again with the idea that this year is about experimenting, learning, having fun. I've even got one bed set up with the Three Sisters, a concept from the Native Americans involving corn and beans and squash. I feel really drawn to it. I'm excited to see what happens. Maybe also because I am one of three sisters, but oh my gosh, the soil felt incredible. And I think this is going to be an amazing year of growth. Just about done here. Most of the things, probably 99%, is in its place, so I thought I could give you a little rundown of how it turned out. There's 3 sections of the garden this year, and we'll start with the inside. This section of the garden, the main section, the interior, it's all vegetables pretty much. Couple of herbs and garnish type plants. Pepper bed in front of me, potato bed with beans along the back. This is this year's pizza box, so I have 7 or 8 varieties of tomatoes, parsley, purple basil, regular basil, tulsi, holy basil, garlic from last year. This bed back here, corn, onion, beets, radishes. I have 1 artichoke, 1 eggplant, chives, celery, Swiss chard, romaine lettuce, and a ton of onions where you see a blank space back there. And then leafy greens like kale, cabbage. I also have broccoli and cauliflower in here, carrots, and then hanging up nasturtium in each of the hanging pots. Completely edible, delicious, great as a salad addition or pizza topper. This bed also has a yellow squash. And then these 2 side beds Kyle built last year have cucumbers and bok choy, and 1 pepper in the other one since there was a little more room. More lettuce variations in the back here, spinach, bok choy. Once these get past, I'll probably put peas in here and let them crawl up, and then maybe radishes or something like that in the front. In the pots, because they spread too crazy if you put them in a bed or freely in the yard, I have mojito mint, spearmint, peppermint, pineapple mint, and some seeds that I'm going to be dispersing of things that I haven't gotten planted yet. That's more on the herbal side of things. I'm also loaded up with a lot of radishes and carrots and beets to keep those going in staggered harvests. Like I said, you can see behind me here, a lot of the space looks empty. It's all, you know, onions and seeds that will come up shortly. Front 2 beds are going to function as mostly the culinary and tea herbs. I've also got sweetgrass this year, which I'm really excited about. We've got the basics: chives, dill, sage, oregano, catnip, which the cats have been loving but also destroying. I gotta figure that out. Lemongrass, lavender, rosemary, lemon balm, cilantro, lemon verbena in the back there. More variations of the herbs I just said. Marshmallow, thyme. We've got thyme. And then this is section 3. Everything you see is going to get really lush this year. I've designed it so that there shouldn't be too much ground space showing by the end of the season. But this is where I'm going to be able to expand on what I'm able to offer in my small business, and also to just keep learning for myself and use everything in here. And there will be a bunch of flowers popping up in here, so it will be really colorful. That very back wall, which kind of will be regarded as section 4 of the garden since it is going to be a different growth or different varieties, that's going to be just kind of like ornamental, for fun, for color, for show flowers to attract in pollinators. And that'll be really fun because I haven't spent too much time getting familiar with flowers yet, besides the ones that are medicinal. I've got a nice garlic bed I started in the fall, and that came up. Pretty much every single clove came up. I'm going to make a big pea bed somewhere in here, and then by the fall the idea is that we'll have our first greenhouse on the property here. I guess I do have some for fun flowers here. We had these growing at the office 2, 3, oh my gosh, maybe even 4 years ago now, and that was my first garden ever. So that's kind of a tribute to that and a little nostalgic. And they're also full sun, and they'll grow, same with the nasturtium, they'll grow down like vines and sway in the breeze, and it'll be really beautiful. Maybe a little tough to see, but I started my stinging nettle patch over here. And lastly for now, this is the garlic bed I was talking about. We're going to do a little stone wall perimeter around it, And then we were fortunate enough when we moved in that there's an apple tree on the property, and it's been giving us loads every fall. I do have some berries planted, strawberries, goji berries this year. We do want to do some watermelon. And then we'll just keep expanding as we're able to work the land, have sort of a food forest situation and orchards, apples, pears, peaches, elderberry, really whatever we could cultivate and grow here, we're going to give it a try. But I would say we've already made a lot of improvements from last year and have expanded a little bit, especially from when we first moved in. Tonight it's barely 50 degrees outside, so I thought I would come into the apothecary, take a break from everything going on outside, and work on this rebrand for Lucid that I've been talking about forever. And I don't want to rush it, but I do feel like it's been a long time coming at this point, and I am very close. But I got thinking about, you see me outside a lot working with my hands or in here whipping up batches of things, but you don't always see the behind the scenes, whether that's me working on website development for the rebrand or my Etsy right now, editing for YouTube or Patreon, so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter is, where you see me right now, I'm actually here quite a bit, and what has been so important to me since I started my business years ago is having a VPN, and that's a virtual private network. So what that does is create a secure connection between whatever device you're on and the network that you're on. It's going to encrypt your traffic, and that's going to give you true confidentiality and privacy and protect you. And the service that I use for that is Surfshark, so I'm really excited to say that they're actually the sponsor of this video. I genuinely think that everyone can benefit from a VPN. Some examples would be if you're going to a cafe, or if you're on a public network, all of your data is going to stay encrypted. And since everything is encrypted, all of your download history is going to stay secure. Also your location, you can send and receive files, no worries. Keep your sensitive information safe. This is going to prevent you from getting tracked by companies, hackers, bots. You're going to be able to protect your identity. And then Surfshark takes it to the next level because you can use it on unlimited devices. They also have 24/7 customer support if you need it. And on top of this, when you're online shopping, you're going to get the best prices because device and location can alter how much you're paying. And when you can change that, Surfshark also offers Surfshark One, so that's going to take care of viruses, malware, data leaks, and privacy threats. All of those incredibly useful services bundled together. And right now there's a really great opportunity for you guys. If you go to surfshark.com/AllieMarieBrown or just use code AllieMarieBrown at checkout, you'll get an extra 4 months of Surfshark VPN, and there's no risk in trying it because they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. And I'll put all of that information in the description of this video. So if things like safety and privacy online are important to you, I couldn't recommend them more. Rainy, gloomy, cozy day today. I thought it would be an amazing opportunity to come into the apothecary and whip up a small batch of some candles because rainy days and candles just go hand in hand, and I need a couple and I've got to stock my shop. So I did my clary sage and palo santo, and oh, I've got these backwards, English lavender and clary sage and palo santo. I use only essential oils because man, I used to burn a lot of the traditional commercial candles years ago before I knew better, and they're loaded with chemicals and fake scents. They would give me headaches and honestly make me really dizzy, but I loved having the ambiance of a candle. Now having this as the more wholesome, holistic alternative, oh, it's changed my life. It's these simple swaps, so good, that really will, like, the little things will add up to be the big things, the bigger picture, and swapping out for anything artificial, I think it's so important to our health. That is delicious. So refreshing. I've been going down to the river quite a bit, walking, observing, seeing what's growing, and I went down a new path in the woods and saw one of the largest ongoing patches of wintergreen that I've ever come across, and it's a little similar looking to mountain laurel. There's mountain laurel everywhere, but this is low to the ground, and all you've got to do is take a leaf, break it in half, and your nose will be flooded with a minty smell, and that's how you know you're working with wintergreen. Also helps you understand when you take your first whiff of it how good it is at breaking up congestion and if you have stuffed sinuses. So I put it in my inhale salve, which I will put on my chest sometimes if I am clogged up. But what I'm going to use it for today is I'm going to infuse it into some jojoba oil and let it sit. I'm breaking it up right now so that the good stuff will infuse faster, and that is methyl salicylate. About one spring ago, I was harvesting around here for sweet birch, which has the same thing, same minty aroma to it, and methyl salicylate. You can think of aspirin, they're similar, they're related to each other in the makeup. And so this it's anti-inflammatory, it helps with pain relief. People use it for their joints, for muscle pain, for headaches. It just smells amazing. I don't really ingest it though. You have to have a very specific dose, and to my knowledge it's easy to be toxic in that regard. But what a wonderful medicinal plant to work with if you're dealing with aches and pains. All I can smell right now is this beautiful, like I said, fresh, minty smell. I was going to try to go swimming today too, but it was a lot colder than I thought. And yeah, I do swim in the river all year round, but I have to be more mentally prepared when I'm going to go in and it's cold. The water is also really high and powerful right now, so you have to be careful. All right, gotta get my oil. So the idea here is that I shake this once a week, let it infuse on the shelf 6 to 8 weeks, strain it, and then from there I can use it for balms or salves or rollers, and it'll be very potent at that point. And with that said, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have an amazing week ahead, and I'll see you real soon.